Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our webinar about how to brand your IoT solutions using TagoIO, or more precisely using our TagRun model. I'm Fabio Rosa. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Tago, and I'm here today to demonstrate to you each steps to get your brand so that you can better communicate with your end users using the colors of your brand, using your logo, also using the better words that describe your business. As you should know by here, we are TagoIO, a cloud platform for IoT that enables the connectivity of basically any kind of devices. We'll be recording this session here so that you can watch it later if you want or share with others. Also, feel free to make any question or comments during the presentation. We'll be glad to try to answer in real time, or at least you're going to be answering them at the end of the Q&A session. That's the agenda for today. It should take around 45 minutes. Basically, short introduction. Again, I'll be presenting the concepts and how brand with Tagra, and then Henry, one of our developers, will be doing the demo live here for you so that you can understand which area and how to do the configuration relate to each features that we have under Tagra. So that's the IoT ecosystem that shows where TagoIO is in the system. Basically, Tago has two main things inside, okay? We have the TagoIO itself, that's the platform where you're gonna build things, you're gonna connect the device, you're gonna store data, and then you have the run. Today, the focus is with the run. The run is this small block here, the blue at the bottom of the TagoIO application. That's the model that you're gonna using to display, deploy your application for your end users. For the rest, they're basically the same. You are able to still connect your sensor, connect your network, integrate your system, store data, create notification using TagoIO itself. So when you start to work with IoT, you'll be probably going to the first steps like connect a device, then you're gonna be storing this data, you're gonna be creating the dashboards, create some kind of a script to do some analysis for your system, for example, generate reports, create notifications, and also integrate it for the system. Everything that I just mentioned here, you'll be doing under the TagoIO admin that is found under www.admin.tago.io. This is the environment that you use to do and build your application. Then you need to customize your application. So why you want to customize? If you're gonna be delivering your solution for an end user, for customers, partners that need to access your application more easily with your brand, your URL, and so on, you will be doing this using the run. So Tago offers this capability. What you have there basically are 4 key elements. And later, Henry is going to be showing one by one in details. In the run, you are able to custom your domain, and you are able to white label your application, what basically means add your brand colors and so on. And of course, remove your brand as well. Also, you are able to manage who is going to use your application and what kind of access each person is going to have it. And also you are able to engage with your customer. So today, again, the focus is more related to the brand side. We're not going to be talking much about user management, the access management. We have other videos talk about that. So what is the end of this? Okay, this is one example. So if you're familiar with Tago, you know how Tago looks like. But for your users, your customers, collaborators, they probably don't need to go to the TagoIO itself to see what you're doing. You still can do that, but it'll be easier and better for your business if you give them a custom domain so that they are not going to access the admin.tago.io, but they're going to access your portal. It can be something like portal.mycompany.com or iotmycompany.com, something like that. Is up to you, is your domain. Also, you are able to give them custom emails. So they are not going to receive emails from Tago, but they're going to receive emails from you, from your system, like welcome to my track system. Okay, thank you for subscribe. Thank you for adding your device here. So you can customize your emails. You can customize the colors, add the logo of your company, the background. You can add pictures or videos. Also, you can even change the favicon. You can link to your company page, for example, to the support team, to help desk, something like that. You can add that options. Also, we have pre-programmed buttons. You are able to set some functions that when the customer press, they're gonna be redirect some specific area that you are able to define it. And that also you can have user preference and much more. Other thing that's important is whatever you build here in terms of customization to be displayed in the browser, also gonna reflect in the mobile app. We're gonna talk more about that in a minute. So some of the configuration that you are able to see, and later again, you're gonna see this live, are here. This is the sign up page. You can add your logo, the logo show up here. The domain can be specific from you. You have some options for the domain. Some can be just the subdomain. You continue using Tago. Another one is we remove our domain completely just from your company. You can change the background. In this case, it's a picture, but it could be a video, for example. You can even add custom fields. For example, during the sign up, you can ask your user to enter something else other than first, last name, email, password. You may ask them enter your location, your company name, and this data will be ready to be used later in the tags for your application. Also, you may add a link for your terms and conditions of your business. You can continue to customize your platform also inside, not only the sign up page. For example, the top here, you can change the color. Let's say Tago traditional is blue. Here, it'll be something like green, dark green, but it's up to you. The logo show up here. Then you have a subtitle. Also, you can change the colors for the complete bar. Also, you can add the custom buttons. In this case, for example, there is a button here called blog, and the blog will be open here inside for your customer, so that your customer doesn't need to go outside or look for how to contact you. So these are some of the things that you can customize. On top of the version for browser, we have the mobile app that we call RAM. And this mobile app is available at Apple Store and Google Play. Of course, they're very similar, but when you compare with the TagoIO mobile app, they're very different. We also have the TagoIO mobile app that's more for developer. This one is for your user to use. How does it work? Okay, so just have in mind, this is a free version, it's ready to go. So you can ask your customer to go and download the app, in this case, the Tago Run app. So it'd be like this one here in the first screen. So they download, and when they open, the first thing they're gonna ask is the domain. Let's say your domain name is like tracker.mycompany.com, or in this case here, assetcounter.io. So all they need to do is to type it here, and then automatically the magic happens. Automatically, we are gonna show the sign up page. So from now on, everything here will be under your brand. Okay, then first thing is going to ask you create your account, or maybe they already have an account. They may just need to sign in. Okay, then they can continue to navigate in this mobile app like they would do in the mobile app. So have in mind, first, this is free. This is running your application, and the user going to see the brand of your company here. Okay. So what do you need to make this happen? Okay. First, if you go to the left here and take a look, you can see a sign-up page that you are able to have for free. That's already included a subdomain name. For example, you have IoT or mytracker.run.tago.io. So if you keep that, that's free, that's included. You can add your logo, email, templates, colors, and so on. But you'll notice that on the top of the sign up page, you see that it mentions it runs on TagoIO. So keep it there. If you purchase the add-ons, you have more features. The first one is called a combination of custom domain and white label. This one allows you to do what the name exactly means. You're able to get your domain without any reference for Tago. And second is completely white label, which means really disappear. So there is no mention of Tago at all. And the second one is the custom mobile app. Remember that I showed you before the Tago Run app. Here, if you have the Tago custom mobile app, that's kind of how it looks like for a customer. It will be read in the App Store, Google Play, with your name, your logo, everything from your brand. So it's not related at all. Okay, in this case, when the customer select, for example, in this app, let's say this app called Wine, click there, it immediately show up and ask for sign up in your brand. So everything related to you. Okay, so these are the two add-ons that you have. Other thing that's important that few people really know, and I want to bring this here, is about the engagement. We have a feature at the Tago that allows you to track, to know your user, and also engage with them. Okay, so you can easily connect your application to CRMs like Zoho, Sales IQ, or Google Analytics. So these bring a lot of information, a lot of data for you. And that's very important because when you are deploying a solution, you may want to know how much your users are using your application, okay? And there is not even cost for that, okay? Up to a certain level, Google Analytics is basically free, so that you can collect this information and understand where they are coming from, how long they are in certain section, and so on. So it's very easy to integrate. You just need to follow a few steps. I'm going to show this later to you how that works. But that's a very good feature that allows you to go ahead and collect information from your users. And by the way, when you do that, I will have the option to show you the disclaimer. Okay, they know that there is a cookies and so on. So everything is following the regulation. Okay, so that's a brief introduction. I know that you are very excited to take a look in the real demo now. So I will pass here to Henry. I'm going to stop my screen.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay. So to start, I've already set up dashboards here. So I have a blueprint dashboard, a command center here, and then I have a couple different dashboards. And so now, if I want to brand them, I need to go to Run. So just click here on the Run application. And the first page will be the main configuration. And so here you can give it a title. And the mock company I have is AGK. And so I'll just title that AGK. And then this would be my subtitle. So I can create a subtitle for whatever company I have. And then here I have favicon and a logo. So I've already put mine in here, but you can see that if I delete these, the changes are updated in real time. And the default logo in favicon is going to be Tago Run. So you want to make sure to customize that for your particular company or run application. You can also, if you want to remove the trademark, you can go to profile settings and do that there as well. And so now I'm going to go to domain. Here, I am using the domain AKG, and that's based on run.tago.io. If you want a custom domain, you can go to profile settings, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So you just click on that, go to profile settings, and then we have options for custom domain, and then custom mobile app. And so going back, once you input that, you can go to the navigation bar. And here you have the option to edit the colors. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. But if you change those, you can see how it'll look in real time. And that's a really nice feature because it's hard to tell sometimes what would be best. So I'm going to keep it with the original color I had. And then you can also change the notification color if you want to make that stand out more. And once you get that right, you can always reset them. But then you can go to the signup page. Here is where all the fields, you can edit the fields for your signup page, and you have the default fields for name, email, password. But here I've added fields for age and company. And to add a field, you just click on the little plus addition icon, and then you enter the name, the placeholder, and you select the type. So for age, I have the type will be a number, and then for company, the type is going to be text. And for age, I put it as an optional field, and then company is required, so they can't sign up unless they enter the company they work for. Whereas age is optional, they'll still be able to sign up. And then you can also put in terms and conditions. And so I'm just going to open this. So I've, if you go to your files, I've uploaded my file here for terms and conditions, and I can copy the URL. And I'm doing this in a different page so that I don't have to go ahead and save this. But if you want terms and conditions, you can just paste it there. And now I'm going to go to the theme section, and this is a really good section because you can change the background video. You can change the background to an image, to default, and if you can see just a plain white background if that's something you want. You can change it to that or an image. I think video is great because it's more eye-catching. And you can also use a solid color. And one thing that's important is, if you notice, my logo is rather simplistic. It's just black, so there's no contrast there. So if I have full opacity for this video, it is kind of hard to see. So it's a really good feature to be able to edit the opacity of the background so that you can, it stands out more. So that's really good. And then here you can also override the logo as well here. So I think that looks good. I'm going to now go to the sidebar. And I want to point out that let me remove this. The link down here, this is the link to your run application. So if I open that in a new window, I can see that this is what it looks like. And if I go to the signup page, I can see the fields, age is there, as well as company. And so I would sign up and then sign in. So I'll go back for now. So in the sidebar here, this is dealing with the once you've actually signed in. So I have here a blog side button, and I can change the icon for that. I think book makes sense since it's a blog, but you could also change it to an unread bookmark like that. And then I'm using iframe, and then an article I have pasted in here, and then I can move it up or down. So there I've just moved it to the side. And then I also have documentation, which will just take you to the TagoIO documentation. And that's set up the same way using iframe. And so now I'm going to, so mobile features, we have geolocation. So if you enable this, anyone, your users using the mobile app for Tago Run will have the option to enable geo-tracking, and then you can get that data and run analysis from admin. So that's a good option you have. I won't go too much into that, as well as setting up the Wi-Fi device. There are a lot of options for this, but I won't go too much into that right now. But this is another feature that we have here, and it's another option for configuring Wi-Fi for devices. Email templates are a great way. Once you have new users who just sign up, you can immediately send them an email, and you can edit this as much as you'd like to make it more detailed and customized to your specific needs. And so we have a welcome email, and then password recovery default email, and you can send a test email to try that out. And under integrations, I think Fabio mentioned this earlier, using Google Analytics. There are videos on how to do this, short videos, and as well as documentation on how to set up Google Analytics with your Tago Run. And if you ever need documentation, just click on the little question mark button up here. And so for this, let's see, Google Analytics. Yep, right there. So we have Google Analytics. So this will show you how to set it up, and then we have a video right here that will show you how to do that as well. So it ends up being you really just have to paste in the tracking ID once you're able to get that, as well as Zoho. So that's one feature I wanted to point out. And then for advanced configuration, you have the ability to change all of the different colors for each button. And that's an important feature as well. So whenever you make an edit to your run, make sure to save it, and it'll update your run. Okay, so let's see. It looks like we have fields that are not complete. So I think I might need to, let me go back to the, here we go. So geolocation, I need to disable that, I think. There we go. So if I go to my application now, I already have a user set up for it. So I'm already signed in. And if I go to that here, so I can see I have the blog right here, and that opens inside of here. And then I also have access to all of my dashboards. And the permissions for this, I'll show you how I did that. But essentially, I'm allowing all devices and all dashboards to this user and to any user. And so inside of here, you have the option to use the dashboards as you normally. And so let me go to show you how to give access. So there's a lot of information about how to do this, but just quickly, I'm going to show you what I have set up here. So here, because there are a lot of tags associated, especially with Blueprint devices and Blueprint dashboards, you have to have tags that set them up and connect them to the users. And so here I've just given all run users with the field of any. And that's not great practice, but in this case, I just want to give everything to every user. And so then I have permissions allowing every dashboard with access and arrangement with the field of any. So I'm allowing all dashboards and all devices to this user. And if I save that, I haven't made any changes, but so that's essentially how you set up your run application. And Fabio, do you have anything you want to point out, or? Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, we have some questions here. And again, if you have a question, just take advantage and make here in the chat box on the bottom of the Zoom. Okay, so one question, can I add image in my welcome email?
Okay, so adding an image, I haven't tried that yet. Let's see.
Email templates. Yeah, we have this. Yeah, we have
Yeah,
that.
so you should be able to add an image here. I haven't done that yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you can. We have
yeah, you would
the
just
button, right? Yeah, you can see
add
that
here,
exactly. You just need
and
to click
then
there.
right. So let me see if I have an image on hand. I can go back to files. Let's see. Use this image, copy the URL, and then paste that in here. So I think that would do it. Just save that. And so yeah, that's how you would add an image.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a segue to, I think, another question here. Oh, yeah. Do I need to always put my image logo on Tago files, or can I use something else like Dropbox to store them?
Sorry, what was the question?
If the person can use something else to store the files and not using Tago files, because
Oh,
looks like you show here
right.
Tago files, and he's asking or she's asking if they can use something like a Dropbox or other thing.
Right. So Toggle Files is a great option we have, but you aren't required to use it. It's a good way to have a file and then get a URL from that. It's actually not. It can be difficult sometimes to just get a URL from an image, especially if it's in your computer. It makes it really easy because then you can just upload a file and then copy the URL. But you can certainly use other applications. But it's very convenient because you can immediately upload something and then copy its URL and then paste it back in to wherever you need it. But you can certainly use other programs to do that.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is that you always need to make sure that the file is coming from a secure site. So it means should be HTTPS. Tag will not accept if the link is not secure. Okay, and there are reasons for that. One reason is because even the browsers are not going to display anything if it's not HTTPS. Okay. Another question. Can I remove the option in the sign up page so that I limit who will sign up? Yeah. Okay. I think I can answer that, Henry. So you see there in the bottom. So we have the sign up method. We have three methods. Now is anyone. Another one is confirm required. And the third one is disable. If you, in this case, select disable, can you generate this, Henry, with the change? I mean, you needed to generate it, didn't you?
Right.
Okay, so if you change the sign up method, we are able to do this. Okay, if you disable, you see what's going to happen. So there is no option for sign up. So nobody can create an account here. That's important when you are working for corporations and closed solutions, that you don't want people to just find these and create accounts. The second option to take advantage of this question that we have, if you can go back, is the confirmation required. When you do that, what happens is the user will be still be able to sign up, but nothing's going to happen immediately. The person is going to receive email say, thank you for sign up, for having created account. We are going to analyze and I'll be back to you soon. So it's up to the administrator of the application to approve this person later. Okay, so these are very important features that can be very helpful. Normally, our customers using the allow everybody. Remember, that's still secure because just because the person is able to create an account, it doesn't mean that they're going to have access to everything in your application. You still need to grant access using Tago user management, access management.
Right, and one thing you could do as well, you could create new fields here, and then the field could actually be in the form of a password that only is assigned to a few people, and then you could distribute dashboards based on that by creating a tag from that. So there are a lot of options, especially when you're given a sign up, that you can enter any text or number. So that's another option you have.
Yeah, that's a great point. The last question here that I'm seeing is how long does it take to get a custom domain up and running? Okay, so also I think I can also reply that. So the process is, go ahead, try to click there. Yep. Okay, so what happens that you need to follow this step. Basically, you need to come here to the custom domain, enter your custom domain, okay? And have in mind that you need to own this domain. That is even a question later and say, do you really own this domain? Say, yes, I own this domain. And you need to add your subdomain. Let's say that your domain is like mycompany.com. Can you write this, Henry? Mycompany.com. And the subdomain is for this application. Maybe it's IoT or portal, something like that, maybe portal. Yeah. So you can see how this looks like, right? That's where your customers will sign up. They will going to type portal.mycompany.com. Then there is an email domain. They are going to receive the email from mycompany.com. That's really cool. And then you need to click there, I certify that I'm the owner. There is a checkbox. Okay, so when you do that, you don't need to confirm now, Henry, but when you do that, our developers receive an email with this information, and then they create a DNS file for you. So they send it back. So it's really simple file that you need to get and put in your server. Okay, that's not going to take a couple of minutes. So overall, it's going to take a couple of hours until we apply and generate this for you. And there is no cost for set up that. Okay, just the traditional $99 a month to keep this up and running. Okay, Henry, I have another question here that is just show up. Is there admin for all the users? Try to understand what that means.
Okay, so is there an admin for all of the users? So if you are, I think the question would be, can you make changes to dashboards and to Tago Run for all users? Can you affect change for all users at once? I think that's dealing with access. Maybe you can send a clarifying question if I'm not getting this quite right. So if the question is dealing with all run users will be affected by a policy with the field of any. And then if you want to narrow that down, you can switch this to tag match that does this based on the input that they give. So I'm not sure if that answered the question. Okay. Great. Okay, Fabio, I think that answered the question. So
yes, perfect. Yep. Okay, Henry, anything else from your side?
No, I think I've covered everything. But if anyone has any questions, then they can feel free to ask. I think we covered just about everything.
Perfect. Okay, so that's great. We have this material available in our website. Also have a community with our forum, so you are able to make any requests there. Is community.tago.io. We'll have different topics there. Feel free to make a question. Our team loves to be engaged here as well. A lot of people jumping and helping. Also, you can open a ticket anytime, making questions for us. We try to do our best to be very quick to answer you. There are a lot of documentations online, and also this video will be online soon in our video sections. It's tago.io/videos. So we store videos from webinars or how-to videos that we create. You can see previous video here, for example, from webinar that we just did a couple of weeks ago, and they'll continue doing that. But also have demos, you have how-to videos that is just 2-3 minutes videos that we create to help you to connect sensors, to check some features, and do your implementation very quickly. Okay, looks like we'll have no more questions. So we'll be closing this webinar. Thank you very much for your participation, and looking forward to hearing from your work soon. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.